Hi, and welcome to week 8, reading the Old Testament in the context of ministry. Now, this final week of the course, I'm really wanting to be able to put everything we've learned together and then take that next step and apply it to your ministry in a modern context. So, with that in mind, we have two goals: to analyze assigned biblical passages and apply the hermeneutical meaning to a contemporary situation. And second, to create a consistent hermeneutical methodology for the interpretation of biblical texts across various genres. And we'll be spending most of our time on that first goal this week. And we have one assignment and one discussion post. And the assignment is using the Bible today, and it's a 4+ page paper, and I'm looking at it as kind of a term paper for the course, taking everything you've learned, digesting it, and then demonstrating how to apply it to a modern context. So, having studied the principles of biblical interpretation, a student might ask, is there a reason for understanding the Bible beyond the acquisition of knowledge? Now, we've spent most of the semester on the nuts and bolts of how to do biblical interpretation. And that's a very, heady kind of process-based idea. Well, now I want you to take that information and take one more step and say, now that I know how to do it, why am I doing this? So I want you to write a 4-page paper exploring 4 or 5 uses of biblical hermeneutics in the modern church. Now, a great way to approach this assignment is one of two ways. First, to look at different genres and say, poetry. Would I apply poetry to a modern context? Sorry for the phone, that's my wife. Or how might I apply biblical narrative hermeneutics in a modern context? So you could do each of your 4 or 5 could be a genre-based, or you could do a week-based. Go back to week 1, review week 1, and say, okay, well, how would I use this in a modern context? Week 2, how would I use this in a modern context, and kind of write it with each point being based upon a week. Those are 2 ways you might do the assignment. There are lots of others. Be sure to include an introduction, a body, and a conclusion, and be sure to reflect upon how you might use this information in your personal ministry in the conclusion. So in the conclusion, I'm looking for reflective comments and application comments, and I'll be grading that. In the body, I'm looking for an analysis of each type of use of hermeneutic. And for that, I'm going to be looking for support from the textbooks this semester, and I'm going to be looking for outside research support. So I'm wanting an in-depth analysis in week 8 that kind of pulls everything together. And then we have a discussion post. And this one, even though it's a kind of a short statement, I think it's really important. Throughout the course, we have focused on various skills to assist you in reading the Old Testament effectively. Now that the course is ending, I would like you to reflect upon the role of the Holy Spirit in the process of biblical interpretation. So much of this semester, it's been perform steps A, B, C, D, and come up with the right interpretation. And that's very heady, it's very academic, and yet I believe there's more. I think that it's really important that we have the right skills and we use the right tools. But then what is the role of the Holy Spirit in guiding us? So write a 1-page post exploring the role and limitations of the Holy Spirit in sound biblical interpretation or hermeneutics. And I am definitely looking for ongoing engagement over the weekend. Thanks for a great semester. Don't forget to complete your course survey. That is critically important to Moody and myself. And I would love any comments that you have on assignments that we could redo or anything that needs to be tweaked in order for this course to be the best it can be. Now, I will not be your professor next semester. However, if you're taking 1104, which is the next course after this one, I did develop that course, and you will be, I think, the first class going through it. So even though I'm not teaching it, I did create it. So keep my address handy, and as you see things that might need to be changed in that course, please let me know as well, because then I can make changes right as you're going through that course. So email or call me with any questions. I am back in Antigua and should be here over the next few weeks. So have a great week, and again, thank you for an awesome semester, and I'll talk to you soon.